Man, it didn't play my intro. We are live. What happened, boys and girls? Welcome to the Slime Show. We didn't have an intro tonight. Hope everybody's doing good. That kind of threw me off there. How about you, Jamie boy?
Yeah, I was sitting here. Matter of fact, I'm watching the YouTube side. It hasn't went live yet. Well, there it goes. It says something went wrong. Let me reboot this over here.
Huh? What the hell, dude? Let me check mine. We're live on Facebook. Let me look at YouTube.
Mine is saying something went wrong. Tap to re-entry here. Let's see.
Bear with us, guys. We only got 5 people in here, which is very odd. 4 now. Mine went blank.
Mine's gone blank too, Chris. Over here. I haven't checked Facebook yet. Let me go.
I don't even know how I would reboot that. Let me go on StreamYard.
Yeah, we're live on Facebook side. Guys,
Okay.
work with us. We're trying to figure out what just happened.
I just viewed it on YouTube and it is not on there.
Nope, we're still off on that side, brother.
Wonder how I reboot that.
Might have to end it and
It says it's rolling. Mine just started, says Charles. All right, here we go. Now they're starting to come on in. I don't know why mine's not showing up. So,
yep. Mine is still down.
We want to make. Oh no. Bear with us, guys. I'm just going to see if I can reboot this somehow. I don't know if I can. Do you see it, Jamie?
Mine's still down on the YouTube side. Oh, there we go, Chris. I'm live over here now.
Had to reboot his YouTube app, he said. Tommy Boy said. All right.
Guys,
mine's black.
Y'all see us?
Let me reboot YouTube.
Mine went black. Live. Oh, it did?
My YouTube is black.
Mine's up and running now, Chris.
Okay.
Let me get out, get back. Well,
I wonder why our intro didn't play.
Well, mine just went black again.
Something's not right with YouTube because mine's just like scrolling.
Yeah, mine just went out again, Chris, on my side.
Apologize, guys. Kurt says YouTube is acting up, and my YouTube won't even boot. Got bars. I don't know. It's full of slime, says Gadget. Well,
all I see is chat, Chris. That's all I can see.
Well, we'll have half our crowd, so we got 20 in here. Normally we got 40. YouTube is messing up, says Dirty Catfishing. All right. Well, Facebook looks good, says Aaron Grubb. Jamie, how's it going, man? Other than our
well, it was going good, and then all of a sudden it went crazy. Man, doing good, brother. How about you, man?
I'm doing good. Now it says it's live, but it won't boot.
Yeah, mine's
just flashing. It's got this.
That's all I've got. Mine's just got chat and it's saying something went wrong. So
I wonder if I'd back out and jump back in if that would do anything. Let me just experiment real quick, guys. Sorry. Let me just see if I can do this. I'll be right back.
There we go, guys. I got you in chat, guys, but don't have facial for all of us over here. But how's everybody doing? All guys doing good tonight? I know it wouldn't be right unless we didn't have something going on. I know we finally got rid of all this rain and got some nice weather just on the way. Looks like we're going to get some more cool down. So y'all know what that means. Fishing's getting ready to start picking up for sure. Send in Axon Jackson. He'll fix it for sure. That Jackson will definitely get it fixed up.
Yeah, it's still not working. It says we're live, but no picture. I don't know. Well, we got 26 in here on Facebook, so appreciate y'all stopping in. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Y'all can text these guys in YouTube land.
Tom said YouTube messed up again for me. Huh. I wonder, let me get back to that side, see if we have anybody that still sees us over here. Guys over on YouTube, do y'all still see us or? Wow, 6 weeks with no rain in Livingston, Texas. Lake Livingston.
Yeah, we hadn't had much rain here either. We got a cold front hitting this weekend, though, so.
Oh, heck yeah.
Ed says he sees us.
He sees us. Yeah, he sees us over on YouTube. Yep.
Wonder what's going on with mine. Yeah, we're supposed to have a cold front hit Saturday. Chance of rain, and then I'm supposed to fish Sunday when the front's full on front. 20-degree drop in temps, super high barometer. It's gonna suck for fishing, but I'm going anyway.
Oh man, I guarantee you're gonna catch up on something big, probably.
I'm going to Texoma, which is very tough when the conditions are bad. So,
looks like you had a good weekend this past weekend, brother. I've seen you post some nice pictures.
A bunch of good fish. Jackson caught some good fish. Got to fish with my buddy Tommy Anderson. He makes a good net man. I was the cameraman / the belt man because Jackson had to get his ass whipped. But that's the way it goes when you got a wild ass kid sometimes. So
I hear you, buddy.
I told Tommy when we started the trip, I said Jackson was disrespectful yesterday. I'm not going to put up with any of his crap today. So going to get one chance. If he's disrespectful today, he's getting the belt.
Well, it looked like you put in the work.
Got the belt. We worked hard, man. We went all over the lake looking. We've had them. We dialed them in pretty quick. It was a tough bite, but we got them figured out. We had to move to a couple different groups. Our first group was so thick, it was insane, man. We only caught 2 fish out of it, but we saw a giant, and as I was about to set up on it, some Asian man pulled up, started crappie fishing with his plopper right where I was trying to set up and go through, man.
Don't you love it, man? Got to love it.
Got his plopper out, started white bass fishing. I'm like,
wow.
Oh man. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Spare the rod? Jamie, can you tell me what that phrase
I haven't heard that one, brother.
Spoil the child.
That's a new one on me.
Well, I would say my son's got a good life, but he requires a lot of discipline. Uh, it is what it is. When you got a wild ass kid like mine who's very intelligent, he's strong willed, uh, he can be difficult to deal with. I'm old school, so I'm not opposed to freaking breaking out the belt. I told Tommy, I said that when the belt comes off, it's going to be like a lightning bolt coming off because I'm not putting up with his crap today.
Oh man,
It
it means it needs a butt whooping from time to time. Well, I tell you what, that's the first time I've heard it put like that. But my mother and father used to do me all the time, boy. Give me a butt whooping. Let
you
me tell
know,
you.
in this day and age, kids don't get their butt whooped as much. You're very seldom, really.
And that's
But
what I've always said. That's what's wrong with the world anymore, Chris.
mine gets a lot. Guys are, oh, you need to teach that boy some respect and some discipline. I'm like, man, you don't know. You don't know.
Oh man,
A discipline. It just some kids are just that way. He's one of them. He's a tough kid.
it's a Bible verse in Proverbs. Okay,
Okay.
appreciate that, Randall. Thank you, buddy. You know, I always said when they took discipline away from the parents, because now if you spank your child, they say, "Oh, you're gonna get in trouble" and all this.
Oh,
Man,
you can.
the world went downhill in a lot of ways.
You can get in trouble. Somebody can turn you in. Neighbor can hear you yelling and all that. I'm gonna yell anyway. I don't give a shit. Turn me in. I'm not gonna allow him. I told Ty, I was like, he gets no leeway today. If he's disrespectful one time, I want to go ahead and apologize because he's probably gonna get it today. And he did.
I always say it won't hurt
He
them.
went straight to sleep. We woke him up to catch a big fish, and he couldn't even get the fish in. He was like so lethargic and out of it. I told him just go to the front of the boat. He had almost got it in. I told him just go to the front of the boat, go take your nap. He went, took his nap, and then after he woke up, he was fine. He's a different kid. So I gave him the opportunity, to I told him what's about to happen. He don't want to listen, I don't want to have to be that dad, but man, I don't like doing it, but I'm not. It's got to be done. So
I tell you on that leather strap.
Here, it is. It is. That's definitely true. Ray
I think we need a
Paulson
lot
says
more
his
of it.
parents used to whoop my ass with the leather strap. Still turned out all right. Right. What would you have turned out like if they just let you run amok, or let you run wild on them, disrespect, and get away with, whatever? That ain't going to happen in my house. The issue is when I would come on the boat for years, when I had guys on the boat, I wouldn't whoop his butt in front of people because I just didn't want to do that, didn't want to be that dad. But it got to a point where I'm like, there is no way I'm going to allow him because he's smart. He started realizing Dad's not going to get onto me like that. I can do whatever the hell I want. He's always been that kid. You tell him don't cross this line, and you turn around, and he has got 1 foot over every time. Every time. What's up, Kelby? Welcome in, bro. Joseph Jordan, welcome in. JJ says, you don't discipline your children, you don't love them. Spare the rod, spoil the child. I get that. You You would think my son would hate me, but it's 15 minutes after he's calmed down. He's over there apologizing, giving me a hug. So he knows he's done wrong. He's got that ADHD. Damn, he gets wound up and freaking going down the wrong path. So hopefully he can get it figured out, He's getting better. He does great school. He no longer gets in trouble in school. He makes straight A's. He's great at sports. It's a blessing. If that's what I got to deal with, is a strong-willed kid, then thank God he's all boy. Thank you, Lord.
I tell you, my youngest son used to be like that, Chris. And once he got up in age, it got a lot better. But when he was young, boy, he used to I used to I would chase after him, bust that behind.
Oh yeah.
and
then he turned. Dad, you got anger issues. I said, I got you issues. I said, I'm not an angry person anywhere else. It's the way that you disrespect me or your mother. I can't tolerate that. I can't tolerate that. Or anybody. If you want to get me mad, disrespect me or one of my friends or I just don't like disrespect. It's instant. I'm open up a can of whoop ass.
That's it. Tom says he's a good kid. He really is. I tell you, I love.
Sweet. He's, he means well. He got up on top. It started because he got up on top of the T-top, and I am instantly blew up on him because I've told him quit getting on the T-top. You're too. It was funny when you were 5, 4 or 5. Now you're 9. You're going to rip a hole in this thing. It's a $500 piece of cloth up there. Stop getting on the T-top. I've told him 5 trips in a row, quit getting up there. And he got up there, and that's what started it all right there. Him not doing what I had asked him to quit doing.
I tell you, it's been fun though to watch it. It's been fun, myself and Rebecca, watching Jackson grow up, man. It has been so much fun. And we love him just like he's pretty much ours. We've always said that's one of our boys right there. And
he's fun to fish with a lot, but he's also a big pain in the ass.
Ain't we all, brother? Ain't we all, son?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's enough about me being a rigid dad. Being a dad it's not easy. I don't know how I would have had a kid like him when I was a younger man, when I didn't have patience. So
that's it.
All right.
Start to see our people coming on in. Appreciate y'all guys, man.
Dennis Perry says, I stood with my nose in the corner damn near my entire childhood, spanked with the fly swatter.
I hated them damn things. Oh, my goodness.
What catfishing rig can I use on a boat? Aiden Mack says, well, I caught one off of one of these rigs that Jamie sent me. This has got I don't know what you call this one, Jamie. Tommy got on the website and he's like, I don't even see these on there. I don't know if Jamie makes these anymore, but
the Carolina Twisters. Yep.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Carolina Twister. It's got a 10-aught Action Jackson hook. It's got
that's the Carolina Twister. Yep.
Inline twister rattle. And a
3-inch
rattling
boat. Yep.
Got about a 30-inch leader. This is my rod I've been having to hide the last 2 weeks. This is my Magcats Legacy. Man, these are badass rods, boys and girls. I got a dozen of them ready to put the smack down on them. All
looks
right.
Looks like you were breaking them in this past weekend.
We broke them in proper this past weekend. It was slow bite, but it was very productive. We figured them out. We had to get on. We found fish. The magic depth was 27 feet, but we found fish in about 25 to 15 feet. 14. We saw another group in 14 feet that were around a bunch of carp. But the primary pattern was 20 to 23 and a half feet. Man, anywhere you go on the lake where there was wind blowing on 20 to 23 and a half feet, it was freaking loaded like crazy. And we first group, we found our biggest fish. We did not catch it. The Chinaman set up in front of, or I don't know if the Asian man set up in my line. As we were putting everything out, I'm like, damn, this guy got right where we're trying to go catch that big fish we marked. It happens. He didn't do it intentionally, you know. There was a giant pile of white bass there. I know why he was there.
Mm-hmm.
They were stacked on that. It was a rocky main lake point. So we went to the south end of the lake first, which I know is counterintuitive for a lot of guys this time of year, but I found that the crappie start doing some weird stuff around rocks when the water temp gets into the mid 70s. So we went and looked for that pattern first. And while we were down there, I noticed, man, everything is piled up in 23 feet. So we ran over to a point in 23 feet and marked a ton of fish there, just stacked for about 3/4 of a mile. They didn't want to play, so I said, well, 23 feet's the magic depth. Let's move up the lake, check everything in 23. Our next spot is loaded with big fish.
Wow. Good deal. I know we were talking about the other day, Chris, from that 25 up shallower the other day, so it sounds like that was pretty well true on the lake this weekend.
Shallow, wasn't much up shallow. We checked some somewhat shallow areas on the north end of the lake, not all the way north. We might have found something if we'd have gone all the way north, but we checked some shallow, wind-blown shoreline contours, and everything was off. They weren't really up on the top shelf. They were at the bottom of the ledge out in 17 feet out to 25 feet. We marked a lot of fish out in 30 feet out in open water, but it was 40 feet deep. They were suspended up 30 feet off the bottom. I don't like fishing that way, so
heck yeah.
We found them on structure 23 feet. That was the ticket.
Heck yeah, man.
Slow bite, productive bite. Biggest fish come off our biggest baits. It's funny how that works. We had big baits. We had big fillets. We had big head pieces. We had small strips. We caught 4 fish on the small strips, which were dink blues, 2 dink blues, 2 dink channel cat, and the rest are all our good fish. Our biggest fish come off the whole stinger rig baits. Our 20s and eaters all come off of fillets. So that was our day. It was a good day. I'm going to head up to Texoma this weekend. We got a big front hitting, so I don't expect much, but only one way to know is to go, right?
What's the wind going to look like? What are they calling far as wind, Chris?
It's supposed to be 10 to 15, which 10's good on Texoma. 15 starts getting a little sporty, but the issue is the pressure is going to be sky high. And on that lake, when you got high pressure, it's just brutally tough fishing. They really lock up on that lake for whatever reason. I don't know why that lake's so much different, but I can go to all these other lakes and still catch fish, but it'll probably be a 3-fish day. You just hope one of those 3 is a freaking monster, you know?
Heck yeah, man.
Aiden Mack says tomorrow's his birthday. My friend is taking him on a new river never been to. Hopefully y'all get on a monster on your birthday. Get you a birthday fish. Tommy Boy says YouTube is up and running.
I just tried to reboot in there, Chris, and it still got me down on that side right now.
Albus says, "What's up, fellers?" Let me see what I got over there.
Yeah, it still says something went wrong on my side.
Yeah, I got
I can
nothing
still,
over there.
yeah, I can still see chat, but I can't see nothing else.
I don't get it. It's not working for me either. It says I'm live. I click on it and it won't pull up. Oh, there it is, but it's not on. Black screen.
Yeah, that's
Weird
what I've
that
got,
some of y'all
Chris.
got it and some of us don't. It says something went wrong. Retry. Hey, it's working. Mine's working.
All right, let me get back over there again.
We're back. I imagine all those YouTubers done gave up, though.
Oh, there we go.
James Clark, welcome in, bro. He says, "What's up, Jamie?"
What's up, buddy?
Don and Derek Barton. Sorry, brother. Been busy with work here lately. I might have a vet for Saturday. I'm in talks. He's supposed to be working. I think he's going to meet us out there Saturday afternoon. So I'm fairly certain I have a vet. It sucks that I know the fishing going to be tough, but that's fishing, man. They all can't be great. Can't always be great. Got to try to go make something happen. So
That's it. Alex, welcome in, brother.
Justin, if you're out there Saturday morning, it looks like it's going to be prime, dude. But I can't get out there till later in the afternoon, and the pressure's going to be going. That storm coming, or that front hitting. So looks like morning you should be good. It should actually be great if you can be on the fish early and not have to really go look hard. You should do well, man. Should do well. I haven't asked anybody for intel because I had planned just to go look Saturday, to go dial them in Saturday and then fish Sunday. My vet said he can meet me at 5, so hopefully I can go find some. I'm going to start at the islands and work my way west. All right. Moving on down. JT. Ellis, Texoma, West Side's been pretty slow lately for me. Need some cool rain. I'm going to check the ledges at the island. I'm going to check the mid-depth flats too, Jared. I'm going to find them. Just hopefully it won't take me all day to locate them. I can always find them. I just can't always make them bite on that lake. Damn lake's hard.
That's it. Brad Sparks was saying, Chris, love the fishing reports, man.
Oh, good, Brad. I'm glad you liked that. Looked like it was a successful work. Looked like guys were interested in it. So I'm going to keep doing it because even though it pisses some guys off that I'm giving that up, I don't care. I'm going to keep doing it. It's not like, it's just my guys. So
that's it.
My people. Now, I know some haters are following too, secretly.
Always.
I don't like that part of it, but you're welcome, haters. You're welcome.
Chris, if we didn't have them in the background, it wouldn't be right, man, if we didn't have some in the background.
Yeah, I guess so. You know what they say, you ain't doing something unless you got haters. So comes with the territory. Good evening, Slime family, says Kendall West, big winner. Lee Loy says our fish is on the flats here, there's always going to be fish on the flats, Lee. I typically fish structure. I feel like now big fish will go anywhere, but the biggest ones are typically lazy feeders and like to lay on ambush structure. Some of them will go off and do their own thing and wander up shallow and just kind of roam feed. But that's not their normal habit. Typically, they go find where there is a crap ton of bait and game fish, and they lay there waiting for something to swim right in front of them and eat it. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Just because that's the way I do it doesn't mean you can go fish secondary patterns. I just fish I like to fish the primary pattern and then go fall back on secondary patterns. That's how I've crafted my game. A lot of guys go straight to secondary patterns. That's fine too. You can do just as well fishing a smaller pattern if you're on them. If you're on that pattern. Just sometimes those secondary ones are harder to find sometimes, and it's harder to have consistent success if you're always looking for a secondary pattern. Now, a lot of guys just forego the primary one because they like to fish shallow. I mean, I get that too. Shallow water fishing's fun. I'm typically going for the biomass, the 90-10. I get on the water and the fish tell me to fish, typically. When I get there and I look at the depth that they're relating to, then I decide where I'm going to go. I don't just think this is where I'm going to go. Unless there's like a rain event, I know where to go. If there's a super big cold event, I know where to go. Other than that, I'm finding the magic depth, and then I'm figuring out where the wind's been blowing and where I think they're going to be from there. So, John Young says the sturgeon been banging here in Minnesota. Big girls got to love them.
Nice.
Tommy Boy says haters are the biggest fans. You know, some of my biggest haters who've talked, people will send me like their screenshots of the crap that they talk, and then they come on my page and they act like we're friends, asking me questions, trying to. I don't get that. Like, why would you? That's weird to me. If you don't like me, then why are you over here? It's weird. You got problems, bro. If you're watching, you got problems. Feel sorry
Dustin says, is it Saturday yet? I wish, brother.
I'm dreaming of big sand bass on stinger rigged hooks, Justin.
Oh man.
I can't wait. Last trip I put 2 on. Our 2 biggest fish come off the big stinger rigs, and I thought, damn it, I should have had more of these damn big baits on. I bet we would have doubled our big fish production with whole baits. So it was just a slow beginning. We stayed with what we had, but small tourney out there Saturday, so I'll be pre-fishing Friday, but I have a good plan for sure. I saw Daniel been doing pretty good. I know he's not west. It's rare he's west. Got to be a big rain event to see him over there. I haven't asked anyone where they've been fishing. I've seen some success. I haven't seen consistent success, which is typical when the water temp's still this hot. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go find giant groups of striper, and I'm going to drag giant baits underneath them. So hopefully the right fish are with them.
And you said some people hate what they can't be. That's for sure, brother. That's for
Envy
sure.
makes people lose their freaking minds, doesn't it?
I've seen it drive people pure crazy, brother.
Those guys all run in packs. They run together. Misery loves company, I guess, you know?
That's it. Chris and Jamie, when are y'all gonna do a live fishing trip? Man.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Jamie,
You
you ready?
ready?
I'm
Well, we
ready.
gotta get hell yeah. We got to get the
game.
got to get it planned out and let's do it very soon.
I'm game. I'm you know, I'll go with if you want to roll next Wednesday, I'm game with that. Just let me know.
I will. I'll let you know. I got to check that schedule out real fast.
Tommy Boy says I typically think about where I used to catch them when on the bank and go to those areas. You know, Tommy, and you're fairly new to boat angling, so that's typically how most guys do it. When that doesn't work, you try something else, and eventually you get enough data in your memory bank to just kind of be able to track fish down. Now, I don't typically just go to where I caught them before. I try to think, where are they going to be today, depending on what factors that I'm seeing on the water that day. So, like when me and Tommy fished, I had an idea where I thought they were going to be. We went straight there and checked it. They were not there. There was bait there. A good amount of bait was in 23 feet at the bottom of the ledge. And I told him, well, if we can find the right fish in 20, they're going to be in 23 feet around where this bait is. So we just got to move up the lake, check ambush structure in 23 feet until we see what we like, and hopefully they're hungry. That's what we did. We just checked it off the list as we moved up the lake. I just kind of zigzag. I checked the levee. I checked the point, moved over to this levee, then checked another point, checked a flat in between. And, I'm systematic when I move up the lake. I have an idea where I think they're going to be. I generally go there and just roll the dice. And, one out of probably 5 trips, you come off plane and they're there. Usually you come off plane and then you start, all right, now I got to figure out how to hound dog these things. So I typically find the magic depth first and then determine, all right, today is 23 feet. What is in 23 feet around here that I can go check? There's a point right up there. It's 23 feet. Okay. And we did stop on some deeper stuff just to make sure, and it wasn't holding. So we stopped on 23. We fished it. There was big fish there. Chinaman got in our way.
Oh, man.
Man.
You got to love it, though. You got to love when that stuff happens.
But our second spot paid off in spades. Man, we freaking hammered them. I mean, it wasn't fast and furious, but it was enough to call it a serious victory for the day. So, all right. Dennis Perry says, have y'all used silver carp for bait? Like mirror carp? Looks damn near the same as the gizzard shad. I've heard of them, but caught several below Texoma cast net. Use most carp that are in our fisheries. Dennis, anything that is swimming in the fishery is game for a blue cat. They eat it all. They eat it all. Presentation is key. If it stays on the hook, even better, because our lakes are so full of small fish. If you don't have a robust type of bait that can stay on the hook, they'll pick you clean. You won't even have any freaking baits left. You go to reel up, you won't have any bait. Tommy Boy says YouTube crashed. Staying over on the Facebook side.
Yeah, it seems like it's I don't know what it's doing over there. Our people, I don't
For
know.
whatever reason, it didn't play our intro, which I don't understand. I don't even see the switch for intro on here anymore. I have it loaded over here. It says my scenes. I don't even see a badge where you load it anymore. So I don't know. I'll have to get on here before next show and make sure everything's good. I did see there was a bunch of updates to StreamYard, so they probably changed something.
Brad says looking for a fish finder. If anybody is looking to get rid of one or rid of theirs, trying to get one, that's my next goal. Man, I wish I'd known. I just got rid of one not too long ago.
Who was that? Who was that that's looking for one?
Brad Sparks.
Okay, Brad. There's my guy here in Louisville. He's always got graphs that are coming up for sale. So his name's Voskin at Fish on Marine Electronics. If you want to get a hold of him, you tell him kind of what you're looking for, your budget, and a lot of guys are upgrading graphs, especially coming up on Christmas. Another couple of months, there's going to be a bunch of graphs hitting the market. So guys are going to be replacing their old Helix units. They're going to be getting, these new Explorers, or there's also quite a few Solixes around. I would just, if you're buying a used one, it's nice to know the damn thing works right before you give somebody all your money and then never hear from them again. But
yeah, that's for sure.
The good thing about, if you go through my buddy, he's a good dude. He's not going to screw you.
Facebook shows us live twice. Don't know, brother. We're just rolling with it tonight.
Something StreamYard did. I'm only live once on my page. Let me go share it out over to Carolina Lake Weights. Forgot to do all that because usually I do that when the intro starts playing. I'll run over here and start sharing it out to my other, like Carolina Lake Weights, in my other page.
Chris, what was that guy's name and company again?
His name is Voskin. His company is Fish On Marine Electronics.
And I'll tell you, Matt, I would definitely go through someone like that to get a good used one, rather than sometimes going through, like Chris was saying, through an individual to get your money and find out that that graph doesn't work, man.
Yeah, it's got some problems, some issues with the transducer.
Yeah.
And damn, transducer's $250 on one of these good graphs. So transducer may have a broken crystal in it. You never know until you plug it in and go put it on the water. So,
Tommy, appreciate you putting that in chat.
Guys, you can get your money back. Michael Cox says he's going to build him a custom live well this weekend for the boat because the old truck toolbox live well won't fit in the boat.
Everybody, hey, I'll tell you, man, everybody's getting ready for this fall and this wintertime fishing, man. I know we just did a little show not too long ago about getting ready, for this wintertime fishing, and everybody's getting it prepped up.
Tommy says silver and big head are Asian carp. All right, so they do have some Asian carp below Texoma now. So catch them up and get rid of those damn things. They're going to have all our lakes messed up. Tommy says maybe StreamYard's having an issue. Well, I think StreamYard is having an issue because they didn't play my freaking intro. Got me on tilt from the get-go.
How deep do y'all think a live well should be?
Big enough to put about a 90-pounder. I mean, it depends on what fishery you're fishing, what fisheries you're fishing. But
I tell you, an average size, is pretty much like a toolbox, a regular truck size toolbox. I like the deeper ones. I feel like you need a little bit more water. So
I
a
think mine's
deeper,
like a 90-gallon or 100-gallon.
yeah, I forget mine on the.
I don't know.
Mine on that Sea Arc out there, it's I think a 80 on that Sea Arc, if I'm not badly mistaken. Getting ready for the Catfish Christmas and the Ice Bowl. Good deal, brother.
JP Jerry Parker busting the monsters on its 14-foot Mad Cats. All right, moving on down. I'm almost caught up for once. All right, I'm caught up. It's amazing.
That Ice Bowl this year is definitely going to be another big tournament for a lot of people. That's one that is really growing.
All right, let's talk about fishing fronts. Fishing pre-front's easy. Let's go with fishing the day of the front. Jamie, front's hitting. You got a big 20-degree swing in temps. Barometric pressure shoots through the roof. It's 30.8. What are you going to do to try to make a fish bite?
First thing I'm going to do is pray because it's going to be a tough one. Well, man, there's probably going to be a lot of looking around, brother. I mean, I'm probably going to spend a lot of time on that graph, looking around, searching, seeing what the fish are doing. I'm not going to go out and just fish dead water. I'm definitely going to do a lot of looking around and scout and stuff and see where the bait's holding, where I'm looking and find what the depth of the fish are holding and try to get up on some good ones. And that graph's going to come in real handy that day for sure. And then look at what the winds, definitely the wind's going to play a lot of factor in it, man. That's going to tell me. That's going to tell me a lot of what I'm going to how I'm able to drift, how I'm going to hit certain points and stuff.
I think for a lot of guys, it eliminates some water because they can't even fish it. It gets too big,
100%, man. It really is, and it's going to make for a rough day. But don't get me wrong, you can still catch some decent fish on a day like that. It's just going to be a lot harder.
You can still get. I call it getting lucky, but if you're out there trying to catch fish, it's not luck. I mean, you're out there trying to do it.
Yeah. If you don't go, I mean, you're not going to have a chance. So I'd rather be out there.
Days that were really good, just not the typical behavior. The day that big front hits and the pressure goes sky high. Now, I've had fronts hit where the pressure stayed low and they bit like crazy. But you get that high pressure tends to really make the fish not want to play.
Well, I tell you, Chris, a day like that also, I was going to add, man, I'm going to go after that reaction bite. I'm probably going to be going up and down on that trolling motor a little bit more than I normally would.
Do the same. I start out really slow on those days, but then I bump it up to see if maybe that's going. And sometimes I'm like giving it bursts, so I'll speed it up and I'll slow it back down just to see if I can get one to chase something. I typically look for fish structure.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. Days like that, Chris. How tight are you normally finding your fish on days like that to the structure?
Oh man, they're on it. I found that on a day like that, they freaking go straight to it and just lay there. So it's not a go lay on ambush structure and wait for something to eat. It's I'm gonna go free. I'm gonna go lock up and lay here and not do anything type of fish. And there's usually a ton of them together because when you see it, you're like, damn, jackpot. And then you won't even get a nibble. And there
Yep.
will be 20,000 fish in the group. And you're like, man, I don't see how we're not just hooking a fish going through this many fish. Just accidentally hook one. They're in here so thick. But uh, is it better to anchor fish these days? Sometimes it is, Tommy, but I typically drag through them because I'm with Jamie. I think sometimes you can get a reactionary bite. Sometimes you can wake one up that he might not be hungry, but there's some type of instinct in him that when something goes right in front of his face at the right speed, it's like a cat in a string. He might not even want to eat it. He just has to bite that damn thing. And maybe you can, if you're quick on the trigger when they bite it, you can hook one like that, even though it's just like you might hit them in the tooth patch or you might whisker hook them because they just kind of go mess with it and then turn away from it. But you
And
can
Chris,
get lucky and catch a few like that. So it may be the difference between not getting anything and then maybe enough to where you can go home and say, well, I can forget about today.
that's it. Now,
That's how I
do
can
you normally
forget
find days?
catch a few. If I can catch some, three or four or five fish and one that's decent, then I feel like, all right, I did enough to where I can forget about today. I'll go lick my wounds and go on to fish another day. But if I get my ass handed to me, it bothers me. I got to go to work all week thinking about how bad a day I had. It sucks, I'm that
Now,
kind of angry. It bothers me, I let it bother
do,
me.
do you play a lot with the way you do your baits, Chris, on the day like that? Sometimes
Oh,
you
definitely.
might be used to filleting them
I
or
always
chunking them,
leave
or
several giant baits because typically you will be able to get the skunk off the boat with small baits, small little strips about the size of a threadfin shad, a little strip about that big, little fluttering strip about that big. At least you can knock the skunk off with those baits. But on those days, I have caught anytime I've caught a really big one on those days, it's always still come off my giant bait. The
yep.
biggest bait I got on will catch a monster. And I'll put some strips on and maybe catch 3 or 4 or 5 small fish, enough just to say I didn't get skunked, you
That's
know.
it.
But the giant still, he didn't want that small bait. He wanted the big ones. So I'm always going to throw those big baits, always.
When's the last time y'all been skunked? I
I've
can
been
tell you,
skunked. I can tell you, last time I was skunked was with Santa Chris Thompson. It was about 5 years ago. It'd be
I was about to
five
say it.
years. It would be 5 years come December. I still remember it like it was yesterday. I freaking hate getting skunked.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's been a while. That's for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. You might have ended up with one or two fish that evening or that day, but
If I
you
get one or
worked for
two,
it.
that ain't getting skunked. I can go
That's
home and
it.
forget about it.
That's
I
it.
That's skunk trip. I can't let it go. I just freaking eats at me
Yep.
for a long time.
Jamie, Chris, what do y'all think about canceling CatCon? You think the National Catfish Show might be st- still people, still people because of it?
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
tell you.
I don't think either one would have been a success. I think for one, they had the wrong date for CatCon. It's too close after Christmas. People don't have the their tax money yet. They've spent all their money on Christmas. Uh, they spent a lot of their vacation on Christmas time. So uh, it's a recoup time that they had it planned. This National Catfish Expo is in the spring. I don't believe that's a great time to have the convention. So it may be popular with anglers. I don't think it's going to be popular with vendors. Uh, I heard it's double the price.
Yeah, I try not to comment on it too much, guys. I mean, I appreciate all the love and support y'all guys show us here at Carolina Lake Weights for sure. For the all the times we've been to CatCon, I guess I'm gonna put it out there, Chris. Guys, we even if they did have it this year, we were not going to be there. It was just one of those things that we feel that it wasn't going to be a good time this year, so we weren't going to be there. But we appreciate all y'all guys, man, for all the support y'all have showed us here
Good
at
for a
Carolina
new
Lake Weights.
company, first 2 or 3 years, it's very beneficial. You can get your name out
Yep.
there. I don't see you making much money doing it. You're not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very expensive for one to get a booth, and then you got travel expenses, and then I mean, how much product do you have to sell to break even? And then you got 125 booths, and 50 of them are asking for free products. So you got to give away all this free. By the end of the time, you're
I
you've
tell a lot of
lost
people,
a
man,
lot of
there's a
unless
lot
you have
behind
a
the
rod
scenes.
company like Mad Cats. I mean, yeah, everybody
Yeah,
out of there is carrying a Mad Cats rod out of there. Yeah, they do
yeah,
well, but not everybody. Selling anchors, you're not going to make your money back. Selling anchors,
yeah.
tackle, where it's there's not you're not making a lot per sale when you're selling tackle like Carolina
Yeah.
Lake Weights does.
I tell everybody, man, there's a lot behind the scenes a lot of people don't get to see. And it has got more and more expensive to do shows and stuff. And guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, even as busy as y'all have always seen our booth at a lot of shows, how busy we are, you still got to give away $3,000 to $4,000 of free merchandise just before you ever start, making a couple of pennies and stuff and gas, travel times. It really has got to a point where it's very expensive, for a, unless, like Chris was saying, unless you're a big time Mad Cats or, people like that, it's really tough out there. It really is. So,
Yeah, if you've got something that's you make a lot of money per product and
yeah.
people are actually buying it, yeah, you can do well. I mean, you're
And
buying a
I tell
$100
everybody,
rod,
that's it.
or you're buying a
I rather
multi-bar. I
show,
think Colton said he sold 27 multi-bars 27 sets the first day.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, we did pretty good. We sold 27 sets, and we sold 60 the week before. We already had 60 coming here, so
That's it.
feeling pretty good about this.
That's it. And I tell everybody, I'd rather pass that savings, guys, through our website, keeping the prices as low as
Well, one
possible.
thing is y'all got to shut the whole website down to go to CatCon. So you're losing out on all the sales for the week. You're also not able to restock all the stuff that you're selling. So
That's that's
you're
it.
losing
So
productivity. And then
that's
you also have
it.
to give away $4,000 worth of crap. And then it costs $3,000 for a booth. And then it's another $1,000 to travel. I mean, I know because I go. It's expensive.
That's it. That's it for sure. But we
I
wish them
like it,
luck. That's
though.
for sure.
Me and Jackson have really enjoyed ourselves. CatCon. We're gonna
Yep.
miss it. Be
That's
honest.
it. That's it. That's it. Let's
All
see
right.
here.
Let's get back into what we came to talk about, boys. Right. Ricky King says, "Hello, everyone. Welcome in on High Rock Lake, North Carolina." Todd Dalton hosts every year. All the shirt proceeds will go to the local orphanage. That's pretty cool.
That is.
Tommy Anderson says, we already answered his question. All right. Michael says he sponsors it every year. Him and his wife we're giving a new Mad Catz rod and a new tackle box to the youth angler. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool there, brother.
Eagle Eye says I accidentally tail hooked two fish dragging on Monday. We tail hooked one too. Channel cat got his ass. He was chewing on us for a mile. I told Tommy, I was like, I'm fixing to get this sucker. I was like, when this rod bends, I'm gonna get his ass. And I did. I got him right in the tail. That Action Jackson hook will get their ass. All right, I got behind somehow. I guess I went back up.
Yeah.
All right. Water temp is so warm here around Fort Worth. Past weekend is 79.5 at daylight. Eagle Mountain. Bait gets so old so quick. Our gar bite is terrible. We anchored up and caught a few channels, no blues. So Cody, I'm gonna tell you, buddy, you need to freaking put your bait on ice for one. It won't go bad. Fish don't care. I use 3-day-old, but up to 3-day-old bait. 2, get out where the sand bass are. Fish under the sand bass. So find the magic depth. And Eagle Mountain is no different than any of the other lakes I fish. I can go there, and I guarantee you I can go find fish and hammer them. Get out, find where the sand bass are. It's going to be anywhere from, could be 14 feet one day, could be out to 25, 28 feet the other next day. So get out on a ledge or on a main lake point, figure out where the majority of the bait is orienting to on that point, and then look all over the lake in that depth. Look at all the points, the ledges with wind blowing on them, points with wind blowing on them, pockets with wind blowing on them, and any submerged structure that pops up out of deeper water that ends up being where there's 20, whatever the depth you're looking for that day. And I guarantee you there's going to be a ton of fish with them. You're going to catch a lot more than gar and channel cat.
Leland, shoot me a message, brother. We had them back up and they sold out within the first 4 hours. So shoot me a message, man. Chris, did I lose you, brother? Tubbs, what's up, brother? I don't know if it was Chris is froze up on me, guys. Are y'all seeing Chris or y'all seeing me? I don't know if it. Okay, I think we lost Chris, guys. But yeah, Leland, if you would, brother, shoot me a message as soon as the show's over with. And like I said, we had a bunch of them up, then they sold back out. So get with me, man. Oh, Chris, yep, Chris is back now.
My computer crashed. I don't know what happened, boys. Sorry. So I was talking to, who was I talking to about Eagle Mountain?
Oh, let's get back here, Chris.
I think it was Cody. So yeah, get out, change your pattern, get away from those. Now you fish those gar. I catch a lot of big fish around gar, but you don't want to anchor on them. You want to drag through them, and you want to use a pretty good sized bait when you're doing it. Something that's comparable to what the gar are eating, which typically it's when they're feeding, they're typically feeding on adolescent carp that are this big. So if you can get a bait it's about that big, drag through those carp, you can usually catch a couple good ones out of those groups. So, but I would move away from that. I would there's fish are grouped up pretty good right now. You just got to go find them. And everywhere we looked, we found them. I fished with Tommy Sunday. Once you find the pattern, you can go all over the lake, fish it. We found five different groups of fish. We fished two of them, but we found five good groups of fishable fish groups. They're there. Just got to go figure it out. Find the freaking sand bass feeding on. These were around gizzard shad, 5-inch gizzard shad. So that's kind of what I would be looking for right now. Good way to figure the pattern out is to get out on main lake points where there's wind blowing on it. Get up, just go up the point or down the point till you see where all the fish are relating to at the depth that they like that day. And then you can go all over the lake at that depth and mark fish on wind-blown structure. For me, blue catting it's more of it's a scientific deal rather than just a guesswork. It's a systematic check down for me on how I find my fish. It might take me a while sometimes, but if you do it that way, you will find fish. I guarantee it.
Katie was asking, y'all use live scope drifting? I don't have live scope on my boat.
I don't have live scope.
No.
I use side image sonar to find my fish, to determine how they're relating to the structure, to determine fish size. I use 2D to back it up, to make sure I know what species I'm looking at.
Chris, how many fish were you finding in those groups when you were on Sunday? Were you finding 5 or 6 good ones in one group, or were you seeing plenty?
No, hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yeah, I mean, Tommy, how big were the groups we were marking? We were marking each group we marked was the smallest was, I think the carp pattern we marked, it was probably a football field of fish. The biggest one we marked was probably 1.5 miles long, but on a certain piece of structure. And then the thickest one we fished was the main lake point, the first one we fished, and it was probably 300 yards long, stacked, probably 6 feet thick. It was just thick, stacked. There weren't a ton of big fish with them, but there was big fish. I mean, some giants. We marked some giants. I'm gonna blame it on the Chinaman, man. I told Tommy, I don't know if we're going to catch this fish, but if we do, it's going to make our freaking day. And then here comes this guy with the freaking one of these hats.
You already knew. You already knew.
Right where I was like, dude, he's plopping right where we were about to go catch that monster. Right where we were about to drag through and catch that monster. Tub, welcome in, bro. Says hello, fellers.
Tommy said tons.
Chris Bros, come back.
Yeah, you
All right, let me get past all this frozen stuff then.
I will handle
Cody, if there's not big blues with them, use the same pattern. Just move. Keep moving. They're not going to be with every group, but they'll be like if you find 3 different groups on the same pattern, one of those groups typically is going to be worth fishing. Just use your side image to determine fish size. That's, we probably wouldn't have fished the first group, but we saw the giant. And I was like, well, we're fishing this because if we catch him, we've done our job for the day. I mean, we can be happy with just one fish. But the Asian plopper fishermen had different plans for us that day. So we went and found a different group.
Chris, I'm gonna let you answer that one that Cody was asking because I know we were kind of getting away from some of those little things we're talking about.
All right,
But
let me move. Let me move on. Moving on down. I love the new rods, Michael. They are freaking awesome rods. Best rods I've seen. So they're badass. Carbon. They're clear. It's just a very unique rod. They knocked it out the park. I'm super happy with them. They're going to do well. All right. So, what was the question, Jamie?
do y'all? Cody was asking, do y'all use Livingston lures as your floats with the electronic call built in? They are out of San Antonio.
Well, since there's only 27 people in here tonight, and I'm hoping one of my haters is not watching.
Chris, I wasn't going to answer that one.
I've actually let this cat out of the bag probably a couple years ago, but I've been using it about, I don't know, since they came out with it. As far as I know, I'm the first cat fisherman that was using it. I know a few to use it now because I've talked to them, but I use the bullet. So I put this on my stinger rigged giant bait. I typically run them about 4 of them. On a day where there's no wind, they are lethal freaking weapons. If you've got the right conditions where the fish are not very active,
there you go,
they are
Cody.
one of the only things that I have not shared a whole lot about.
Cody, that's fine, bro. Hey, brother, hey, man, we've let out a lot of secrets here, man. We're trying to help our people. So if we can help our people, that's what we do, man.
Tommy Boy said there was lots of 15 to 25s and some monsters mixed with every group we found. That's true. Lots of fit. The second pile we fished was loaded with them. Now, if you got off of the structure, it wasn't hardly anything, but on the structure, you had to fish it. You had to fish it tight, or you're fishing pretty much just scattered, almost like the moon. I mean, there was few fish, but when you got on the structure, loaded. They were not literally on the structure. They were like 5 feet off of it. That they were just, I guess they were running up and down it. I don't know but that's the way we fished it. I don't know. We did catch one off of, like, right on the structure, but the other fish come just off to the side of it.
Yeah.
And that's typically it. I mean, when we're fishing a piece of structure real tight, you're either catching the fish on the structure and the ones off of it catch nothing, or you're catching everything right off of the structure and nothing on it. So we did catch one structure. The rest of them came just kicked off to the side of it.
Yeah.
Juan says right now him and Ethan call that one fish the showstopper. Cody says, I'm sorry for asking. I don't mind, these are my people. I don't mind helping my guys. I don't tournament angle. I do. I was on a podcast about 5 years ago where all these top anglers in the country were on it, and they were talking about what are the 5 game-changing things with in catfishing, and one of the guys said, "Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but there's this new invention out. It's from down in Texas." And I'm like, "Oh shit, he's about to give up the secret." He's like, "It's this little bullet," and I said, "Man, you're not supposed to be talking about that. That's the secret." And he shut up real quick, and he said all the guys, the guys that were watching were texting him and saying, "What's the secret? What's the secret?" But that was it. It was the Livingston lure. It had been out a couple months, and but
I remember that show, and I could tell you your face was like, oh shit.
That was great. That's the first guy I'd heard that used the thing, It was It's probably 4 years ago. He runs the Twisty Cat tournament. He's like, Ray, the pro staffer over at Amble Rods, Ray Ferguson. He's like, what secret? What's secret? Because I was like, man, that thing freaking works. So because we were talking about rattles, and all these guys say rattles are just there to catch the anglers, and those guys are some of the best anglers in the country, and they're like, put a live scope on that rattle and just you tell me you put one rattle down there and the rest with no rattles, and you're going to see every fish on live scope goes to see what the hell that rattle is. So do they work? Hell yeah, they work. So that electronic one is basically a bait fish in distress. It's a recording of bait fish in distress underwater.
Cody said, me and Dad haven't seen no game changer in pulling baits with it.
Well, you're not pulling them on the right day. It works. I've had days where every boat, because in the winter, I'll have 10 boats following me. Just about every trip, 10 boats. At the end of the day, I'll say, "How'd you boys do?" And that's, "Oh man, it was a bunch of dink bites today. We caught 4 fish." And they're like, "We don't even want to know how you did, because we heard you yelling and hooting and hollering all day long." And it'll be every boat will have a very poor day on a no wind, high pressure, barometric pressure, just lake of glass, bluebird skies, and we will light the freaking lake on fire. And every one of them's coming off of that Livingston bullet. So on those days, and I gave the secret up to Jamie years ago. He's like, "Man, we had a tough day of fishing, but we ended up winning the tournament, and every single fish come off that damn bullet. But I ended up losing. I lost it. I lost the last one. I'm gonna need to get some more."
Yeah.
They're not cheap, but
no.
Nothing is.
A lot of people ask, and I'll be honest with you guys, if I'm fishing a tournament and I've got them on my rods, before I ever get back to the hill, they're off my rods.
Yeah.
They're off my rods. Yeah. Because that's just what I do during a tournament. And I do that a lot depending on what rigs I'm using. And
I used to hide them when guys come on the boat because I didn't want them. I just felt like I'm going to have to just keep this one for myself. Because you look like a hero on a day where everybody's getting smoked. Everybody comes back, "Man, what a tough day. What a tough day. How'd you do?" I'm like, "I'm feeling pretty good, We lit them up." So
that's it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, guys, I love them. I love them.
They're not going to make much of a difference if it's windy, and I just feel like they're going to bite whatever. But certain days, every freaking fish comes off of it. I mean, every single fish, everyone.
And I'm going to take when I found Chris, no wind, slack. I mean, the top of the water is just ice, man. It's so
Yeah,
calm.
that's when
And
they've really shined.
yeah, yeah.
On days
I
where
mean,
most
you're right
guys
about
are
the.
trying to just beat off a skunk, I'm having
Yeah,
epic trips. So
yeah. That's it.
it sold me because they work.
You're right. You're right. Now,
They work.
like you said, the days where there's a lot of wind, the water
I
is
don't think
good,
it
and
makes any difference because the
I
regular
don't need.
water will do the same thing,
Yeah,
maybe even better. But
it's just those days, man, where you need that action in the water.
yeah, there's not any
You got
action.
to
Fish
there,
are
and
all
there's
laid down. But if you got 6 rods back there with an electronic bait fish in distress, it sounds like a feeding frenzy going on behind your boat to those fish. Kind of
that's it.
activates way I look at it. So Trent Hall, welcome in, bro.
That's it. I got a couple of questions here, Chris. Jamie, Chris, have y'all ever anchored off structure and dropped your lines? And if so, do you fish it or drag it?
I'm typically dragging.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if I'm in the river, I'm probably anchored up on it. So I love doing that on a lot of structures, and I'll drop down right on top of it, man.
If I'm gonna fish
Depends
like
on.
that, Richard, it's typically how I've fished that in the past is, let's say there's a big front that's blowing that day, and all the fish are up on a shoreline contour. And I can't really the only way you could fish that in the past would be to anchor fish. But when I started dragging and really tried to start using planer boards in different ways that guys weren't using them, I started actually, I would get up in 2 feet of water. I would pull out into the wind and spot lock into the heavy wind and just stay right on that ledge and hammer them. And or a deep hole that's up against like the dam where you can't hardly fish it, and I don't want to drop an anchor in 55 foot of water. I will do the same thing. I'll put my nose into the wind. I'll pull my boards, all of them out over the deep hole, and fish straight down into the deep hole that way. It's like suspend fishing, but you got baits away from the boat.
Yeah.
So you're not spooking fish with the trolling motor running and
A lot of that, yeah.
yeah.
Got another one here that says, how many days before and after a front do y'all go out and fish? Well, I go the day before, I'll go the day of, and the day after, man.
Go whenever I can go.
That's it.
You know
That's
why?
it.
Because fishing's good for you.
That's right. That's it.
I wish I could
mean,
pick the day. If I could pick the right day, I'd be your fishing success goes up. But you got to fish what's in front of you. And weekend anglers got. Your other option is to not go. I got a front hitting this weekend. I can only fish Sunday. I can scout a little bit Saturday afternoon. Pressure's going to be sky high. Fishing's going to be tough, but I'm going to go. I'm going to scout, and then Sunday I'm going to fish my ass off, try to make something happen.
That's right. That's right. Micah Burkhart in the house. What's up, buddy? Congratulations, Micah, on some nice fish, man. I've seen you posting some nice fish this week, brother. Welcome to the show, man.
It takes one good one to have a great day.
That's it, man. I'm
catfishing. It takes one good one.
If you don't go, man, you could be missing out on that big one of the
biggest year of the year.
Or your life. You never know, man. Just go and have a good time.
Fish, they do march to a different beat. They even on the nastiest days, I've caught some of my best fish on the worst day where no other fish in the lake would bite, but the biggest one, he was biting that day. Now, why they're like that? Maybe really big fish aren't quite as affected by high pressure. Typically, most big fish are greatly affected by high pressure, but I don't know. I've caught some great ones where I didn't catch a single fish, but one giant on the worst day. So just go, guys, because it beats sitting at home on the couch, even if you don't do well.
That's for sure, man. That is for sure.
It's swallow and no wind thing, correct? What does that mean, Cody? Swallow. I don't know if you're thinking shallow, right? Shallow. I've always heard that shallow fish are more affected by pressure than deep fish. I don't know if that's the case or not. If I find a good group of fish, I'm fishing it. I've done well up shallow with high pressure. I've done well deep with high pressure. I've got my ass kicked a ton of times both with high pressure. I just feel like I I'm gonna get myself ready, prepared mentally for a tough day, and if I do well, yeehaw, baby, I did something. So
That's it.
some days they like slow speeds, some days they like fast speed, says Michael Cox, and there's no doubt about that. Your rule of thumb for high pressure is to slow down and give them, because they become lethargic, give them a little more time to eat it. But if that doesn't work, speed up and you might get a reaction bite, because some fish that aren't willing to eat might just react because of that innate instinct of chasing something that's enticing. And even if they don't want to eat it, they just chase it and bite the crap out of it. And you might crank down on them when they do that bite. So
That's what we were talking about earlier, guys. You're gonna be up and down on that speed probably on days like that, man. Trying to get that reaction bites, trying
I've
to.
had a lot of days on slow days where I caught every fish with a reaction bite. They did not a single fish wanted to eat a bait. I don't believe they would have eaten the bait at all. I just think that they saw the right thing swimming by that looked injured, and something in their brain told them to crush it. And if I wouldn't have cranked down, they would have let it go. But they bite it. That broad bends just enough where you know it's in their mouth. You can crank on them on a day like that. You can have a great day fishing that way.
And that's the
Guys
days, like I said.
always say don't mess with the rod until they really take it down. You don't want to come fish any of these lakes that I fish, because certain days you won't catch a single fish unless you hook them all up. Every single one of them. You got to hook them up. You just got to know what kind of bite they're doing that day. They bite it, they hold it in their mouth for a second, and then typically if you don't crank down on them, they just spit it out and you lose the fish. They do that a lot on a high pressure day, especially when it's cooler water. Alex, typically pre-front's going to be the best fish. The day of the front's going to be terrible. The day after the front, there's two things that can happen. Either you're going to have sky high pressure, no wind, or a little bit of east wind. Fishing's going to typically suck on that day. But you can still catch fish. You can still do well on that day. Or the day after the front, you may not have high pressure. It may switch back out of the south immediately. That day is going to be hammerfest. So typically the day after a front, if you don't have high pressure and it flips back out of the south, for me, those have always been my best days of fishing the entire year. It's usually really hammerfest because the front groups them up and makes them stay in one location. They're not moving. They lock down, and they all like group up together and lock down somewhere. And then the day, as soon as the pressure is right and the wind switches back out of the south, they start feeding. So if you can be there when those things turn back on, it's freaking on.
It's just a normal, little bit harder on them northeast wind days with the high pressure, and you can still catch some good fish. But
typically, though, if you have more than one day of it, if you've got two, and even a lot of these fronts will last for 3 days. Yeah. On the third day, even if you got high pressure, it's been steady, they'll bite great on the third
Yep.
day, even with high pressure. So just because it's high pressure doesn't mean fishing's going to suck. If you've had steady high pressure for multiple days, fish are going to end up eating. So, I mean, there's something to consistent weather. Even if it's bad weather, if it's consistently bad weather, they're going to bite. Cody Robbins says thumper dragging. What is thumper dragging? With a thumper? I don't use a thumper because that's about the most annoying piece of fishing equipment I have ever been around. My buddies use them for sand bass and striper. I have one to catch bait on Texoma. I got a thumper right here. Anybody that doesn't know what a thumper is, it's this gadget.
A noise-making machine.
It's got a hammer that just.
It's called a bottle of ibuprofen after you get done listening to that mess.
Oh man, it's about the most annoying thing you've ever heard. But they do work. They do make the fish come straight under the boat.
High pressure is something I need to work on. Good advice. Slow down into the wind or with the wind.
Well, high pressure, you typically not going to have much wind at all. You won't have much wind, so you can go wherever you want. Fish are going to be lethargic. You may find a good pile in an area. You slow down and see if you give them a little extra time, maybe they'll bite. And if that doesn't work, speed up. High pressure day is typically not going to be great. Not always, but typically. Micah says consistent conditions, whether good or bad, you can catch fish. Maybe not many, but you can catch fish.
Guys, if I missed anything, undoubtedly, my YouTube had done something crazy. I'm trying to get my YouTube. Let me reboot back on that side again.
If you've tried multiple presentations on that specific group of fish and you just can't get them to bite, go find another group. Now, I know I hear a lot of guys, oh, you don't leave fish to go find fish. I leave fish to go find fish constantly. We did it last weekend, did it the weekend before, pretty much do it every trip. I don't have a problem leaving fish to go find fish because I know I can go find another group of fish. It's not a problem for me to go find 5 different groups of fish on a lake. Usually I could probably go find 10 if I had to. If they're not biting, I'm going to go find some that are willing to bite. Maybe if you're not good at locating fish, try to make them bite, but I can go find another group. It won't take me more than about 10 minutes to find another group.
All right, got my YouTube back up and working.
So, Michael, the way I play with speed is high pressure day, I'm going to start at 0.3. I'm going to drag for about 15 minutes, and I'm going to move it up to 0.4. And then I'm going to do the same thing. And if I'm on fish and I'm getting some activity, but they're not biting, they're not taking it down, that's when I'm going to bump it up. And usually, as you bump it up in 0.1 increments, at whatever speed that they like, you will almost get an instant reaction out of one that's been following you. Because
I've seen days where I've gone as fast as 0.8 on days like that to get a reaction bite. So don't be afraid to go.
If you haven't had about a bite in about 10 minutes after changing your speed, typically when you get to the right speed in about 10 minutes, you'll have a bite.
Yeah.
And then all right, well, this one they like this. So let me stay at this speed for a while. So
don't be afraid to go up to 0.8, 0.9. I mean, don't be afraid of it, guys.
I agree. Even on a cold, guys are like, oh, cold water, you go super slow. No, you can go fast in cold water if that's what they're wanting that day.
That's it.
Every
That's
day
it.
changes.
They used to think like that. The colder the water, the slower the fish. Guys, times have
Big
changed.
fish can move really good in cold
Yeah.
water. I promise you, they can move really good.
Yeah.
Just not for long spurts, but short spurts. They can run over there and grab something pretty quick if they want it. Yeah, the thumper. This one's called Thump 'em Up. Thump 'em Up. Guy that invented them up at Texoma is Bobo's Thumpers. I got that one because it was about $100 cheaper. Sorry, Bobo. Bait.
Bait.
Texoma allows what bait on Texas, Oklahoma side? You can use any legally caught bait. So whatever you can catch on the hook, it counts against your daily bag limit. So typically when I'm up there, I'm using bass or striper. Trent says that's the one he has. Thump them up. Make you lose your mind thumping those damn things up. They work though. Takes about 5 minutes. You'll have every fish within 200 yards under your boat. Do you ever do turn? No, I don't, because you're going to have all your crap tangled. I did turns when I first started dragging boards with my trolling motor because I didn't know. But I've learned I will make slight turns, but I typically don't just turn around and make turns. I bump my trolling motor with 0.1 increments with the cruise control.
Yeah, that's what I mostly do. I don't do a lot of turns myself. Once I go to turn, I'm picking up and
When I'm fishing, when I'm dragging, I'm on structure. I'm not trying to get off of the structure. I'm typically on something. My backboards, my long lines are on the structure. So if I'm on a ledge, my back long lines are on the ledge. My outside boards are at the bottom of the ledge and on the flat. My left side boards are going to be on the ledge and on top of the ledge. So zigzagging is that's not part of my game. My game is precision. I'm trying to hit something precise where I'm seeing fish.
Dan says everybody don't pull 20 boards.
Bumping your trolling motor up and down speed. So
Dan said everybody's not pulling 20 boards like you.
I know guys that pull more boards than me. It's just I'm comfortable running 4 sets. So the problem's not the boards, it's the long lines. The problem's your long lines. When you make turns with your long lines are going to be the ones that tangle into everything. Or, I mean, that or like if you got super long boards and short boards, that doesn't jive either with turning. So you don't make very good. I typically got long lines behind my boards unless I'm up in stumps or up shallow. I'm long lining behind my boards, so you can't make turns. I mean, you can if you want to spend 15 minutes untangling crap. I've just learned I like to drag with precision. I play with my speed with my trolling motor, bumping the speed up and down. So
I haven't got good enough to pull more than 4 boards. Well, I tell you, man, you keep pulling, you'll definitely be there shortly. I promise you.
Here's the
Once you
thing: you
figure,
really shouldn't have to turn. If you know where the fish are at and you're targeting the fish with your boards, why would you turn? I mean, you turn maybe to stay on a piece of structure. I don't understand why you would want to turn. Explain to me why you would want to turn in the first place. I mean, I don't understand why you need to turn. I don't need, if I'm going to turn around, I'm reeling all my stuff up and I'm going to redeploy going the opposite direction. I'm typically hitting something. I'm on a channel. I'm on a shoreline contour. I'm on a levee. I'm next to a timber line. I'm in a stump field. I'm trying to freaking hit something. Precision.
braid or mono pulling. We like braid, but question mark. I've always been a mono.
I like mono because when you get hung up, I don't like to have a problem. The other thing is when you get tangles, um, big fish swim. You get, let's say, uh, let's say you got 5 big fish on at the same time, and you got braid. You're going to end up having all of them tangled. You cannot untangle braid when you got that much of a mess. Uh, and we have a lot of chaos when we're fishing in the winter. I mean, anybody who's seen us fish live or fish with us knows we catch a lot of double, triple, quadruple big fish.
And
It does not
it's not
freaking
easy.
go well with braid. You're going to
Yeah.
end up having to cut all your stuff off, restart over. Hooks out of the water means not catching fish for 20, 30 minutes. It just doesn't work. Doesn't work for my style of fishing. I
Mine
also
either.
think that when you're long lining and you're in big water, the stretch in the mono helps with presentation. It helps take out some of the jumpiness with boards. Um, for me, dragging it with mono is the only way. I've tried it the other way. It just was not for me. Everybody's
I'm the
different.
same way. I'm the same way, man. When you having to untangle that braid and stuff, it's just a pain in the butt.
All right.
Then it says I had a buddy
I
talk
know
me
you all
into
asked
putting.
for slime show guests. How about Michael Hairston? I had Michael booked. He backed out and gave me an excuse. We're friends, we're teammates. Mad Cats, we're Elite 13. I've been pro staffed with him for 4 years. But uh, he backed out, and when I asked him later on, "You want to come back on?" He's like, I kind of panicked, and I'm just a quiet guy, and I don't, and I don't know if you've ever heard him talk, but he is a real soft-spoken guy. He doesn't speak like he looks, so he didn't want to do it. I understand. A lot of guys, not a lot of guys. Some guys just don't want to come on. They're just, makes them panic. They don't want to do it. So I'm not going to force him. He didn't want to do it. I run a slalom platform when I'm on a flat so that the boards will run different speeds. Sideboard slows down, outside. That's not how I fish. I find the optimal speed and then I just stay at that speed. And then I'm not fishing a whole lot of flats either, unless I'm in the winter and I'm out on a deep flat next to the channel. So I'm typically fishing some type of structure. For me, I've found that you catch fish out on a lot of fish are on the flat, but most of the big fish are going to be on some type of piece of structure that's close to all those other fish. So I'm typically targeting those types of areas, Lee, when I'm dragging. You fished with me. Uh, I was on channels. I was on that levee. I I typically have something in mind that I'm trying to hit. So uh, that's just the way I do it. Other guys do it however they want. That's just not the way I roll. Finish your run, reel in, and go back and start and redeploy. That's correct, Dan. I don't go up lake, then back down the lake. I redeploy. I reel up, I move back, I move over where I think I'll be on a little different group of fish. Or if I'm on a tight piece of structure, I'll run the same piece of structure over again. So slight turns, turning all the way, just following curves and contours. Well, I do that all the time. I mean, that's called precision dragging. You're staying on, trying to stay locked on whatever they're hugging to. If you're on a shoreline contour, it may be the bottom of the contour. I'm going to run every little freaking piece of that bottom. You're damn right. I'm hitting it all. I'm staying on it. If I'm on a piece of structure, they're typically orienting to a certain piece of it. And that's what I'm trying to hit, whatever they're really orienting to. Yeah, I'm like, we fished the levee last week, and we ran the whole thing. That levee's running like a river up the lake. And I pinned that whole thing, man. The wind was coming in southeast, so we were like dragging sideways. Tommy's like, man, we're not dragging straight. I'm like, yeah, but we're dragging precise.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to drag straight or you want to stay locked on this damn levee? Because you get off of this thing, you ain't going to catch a damn thing today. They're all right here. We hammered them. Will the thump them up work for bank fishermen?
I've never used it from a bank. I couldn't tell you.
Like guys use them in the boat and they turn it on within 5 minutes. The graph just lights up. I mean, they just mark a few fish in the area. They turn that thing on, and in 5 minutes, there's bait and fish just piled up under the boat.
I've never tried it from the bank because I've always heard everybody that uses them is using them pretty much from the boats.
Kurt says that's the bad thing about braid. No, so hard to get undone, but it's what he uses all the time. That's what you're used to, you know.
A lot of people love it, man. A lot of people love it, but it's just the style that you're used to fishing with. There's reasons
we're tangled up a lot. We're tangled up a lot with fish pulling boards over each other, fish swimming into other boards, 9-year-olds swimming fish into other boards. Got a lot of guys on the boat that are inexperienced, that cannot control a fish. A fish starts swimming that direction into all the boards. I'm like, I'm yelling, control the fish, control the fish. They don't even know what the hell I mean. They just they just keep reeling. The fish is swimming right into all the boards. I'm like, control the fish. And the next thing you know, we're bringing in every board on that side. And instantly it pisses me off. You know, I'm like, but then I got to realize, well, these guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Can't really get mad at that. It ends up taking our whole side out of the water for about 15 minutes.
There's rod dances, man. You'll learn the rod dances. You'll learn, how to control the tip of your rod to bring the kind of way you want that. All kinds of different little tricks, man.
Dennis Perry said, I had a buddy talk me into putting braid on, and we are no longer friends. Oh, man. I tried braid.
That's very true.
Look, Jamie, I tried braid. I no longer use it.
Hey, that's about right, dude. That shit can hurt you. Oh, my goodness. Do not grab that damn line.
JT says he seems quiet, but, man, he catches some giants. There ain't no lie. That boy can catch some big-ass fish. Gonna fish some new waters in the morning. Gatorland, says Matthew Gomez. Good luck, buddy.
Good luck.
You freaking
go get it, buddy. Good luck to you, man.
Trent says float it out in the ice chest. About the thumper. Floated out in the Yeti.
Oh my goodness. Very true, brother. Very true.
Probably work, you know. That would
I
probably
didn't
work.
think of it. That's a good one.
You know, Livingston Lures makes the deal that you can cast out there. It's a bait and distress electronic call. It's like a bobber. You cast that thing out there. That's what I would use. I mean, I'll be honest. That's what I would use. I'd get me one of those and cast it out there. They work. I guarantee you, they work good. What lake
They
best
make some good stuff.
opportunities for 100+ pound winter Texas lakes or rivers? Texoma's the only one. Texoma's the only one, unless you're a flathead angler and they don't bite too good in the winter. But if you're fishing for flatheads, pretty much any of our timbered lakes have 100-pound class flatheads. But blues, there's really only one. That's Texoma. There's probably a few swimming around, but Texoma's got some. There's been 2 caught in the last month up there. Oh. Richard says it's been around for years. It's a floating thumper. Send my son out there in a kayak. He'll thump them up.
Oh boy. I think I'm all caught up in here now.
Cody says agreed. At most of our lakes in Texas, if you catch one in the 60s, you're really doing something. Some of these older lakes that don't have a bunch of pressure have had some bigger pot. Just it's been like one in the 80s or 90s, but it was one fish. Other than that, it's 50s and 60s for most of these lakes.
Appreciate that, Cody. Appreciate that, buddy. We definitely try to be have a good time, man. That's for sure.
We try to have a good time. We try to help guys, you know. That's the premise of the show, to have fun and to try to help our buddies. I've learned a lot from our guests, you know. We're going to probably start getting some more guests on soon.
Things are really going to start cranking up here real soon for sure. Fishing wise.
Fish are starting to bite, you know. I don't know if the lakes will turn over this year. We had somewhat of an early turnover, and then it's kind of stopped right before it really started turning over, and then it mixed. We got 50-degree nights on the way this weekend, so that should change some things. I don't know exactly what it's going to do, but
that's it.
One way to know is to go.
Won't know sitting at the house.
Gomez says he's hosting a catfish tournament in December. Can't wait for winter to be here.
Good deal, man.
I don't want to guide. For one, I like fishing with my son. If I guide, then somebody else gets to catch all his fish. For me, it's all about him catching fish. I know I've let a lot of other guys catch fish in the last 2 or 3 years, but I've told pretty much everybody that's come on the boat this year, you're going to have to be the net man. I'll be the cameraman. You're going to be the net man. Jackson's going to catch the fish. Or if there's another kid, so.
I know we were going to go that route. Yeah, we were going to go that route. But man, we're so busy right now. It's just, guiding for us. I don't know when we have the time to do anything else, man.
I could guide full time. There's no doubt in my mind. I could be booked 6, 7 days a week if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I like my life now. I wish that I could fish one more day, but my son's heavy into sports, so I enjoy seeing all his sports now as much as I like fishing. So we hit the sports one day, we fish another day, and that's about all. That's about it. In the winter, I'll start fishing a couple days a week. My fishing style, you can't fish more like can't fish more than about 2 days a week. You'll be flat worn out, dude.
What was it, Chris? Was it last year or the year before? I think you done it 2 or 3 days in a row, and your hands were just. You said you couldn't even hold another
Dude,
fish.
when I come to CatCon this last 2, 3 years, you're like, damn. That after last year, you said this past year, let me see the hands.
That's it. That's it.
I showed you my hands. It was like there's not any skin left on them. Guys say, "Oh, you don't have to, give people like give people crap for wearing gloves." I'm just like, you come fish with me in the winter and you get all these catch all these 30 pounders that'll bite the ever living crap out of you. Catch 20 or 25 of those in a trip. There won't be any freaking skin left on your hands. And they stay wet all day. My hands are probably just now getting healed up. Now I'm ready to tear them up again. You can't probably see them now, but these are the Jamie's like, well, there ain't no lying about your fish catching because your hands tell the story.
That's it. When all winter, man, when your hands and a lot of people you see even come after wintertime, your hands is all bruised up and
one fish and then look at my hand. I'm proud of my hand. Look at my hand. I'm like, yeah, try catching 30 of those damn things. You won't.
Yeah, you're begging.
Different deal. I need to probably start wearing some dang gloves. Oh man.
Just lost my light over here. It must have blowed up.
We try to keep it professional, Richard. We also have a lot of fun. I'm guilty of letting a few curse words slip. I'm not perfect. I try not to, but
it happens.
Real dudes. So we do like to try to keep it professional and positive. So that makes it more fun to me if you keep it professional. Trent says, I try and wear gloves, sometimes get caught up and forget and have to pay the price.
I must be honest with you, I do not wear gloves a lot, and I really, really hate myself the next day. I'm like, dog, why did I do that?
Yeah, so I'll forget to put them on. Like certain time, I'll take them off and I'll forget to put them on. But then you get one that really starts shredding you, and you're like, all right, it's time to put them back on. So when you're not catching a bunch, it's not really an issue. But if you start having your hands in the water, okay, if you're just catching a few, your hands dry out in between, so it's not nearly as damaging. But if you're catching a bunch of big ones all day long and your hands are staying wet, when one does tear into you, your hands get freaking destroyed. That's like they'll strip every bit of
the ones I hate, man, is when they grab your hand and then want to twist. About after the third or fourth fish that does that, man, you're just like, God, I hate this thing.
Tommy we had some mad fish this past weekend. I looked down and Tommy's just gets blood just running down his hand. I'm like, oh, yep. I said, watch out now. This one's mean. You can tell when they come in the boat which one's going to bite this ever living crap out of you. This one's mean, boy. and Tommy's trying to get the hook out. He's puts his hand in his mouth. It got him. It freaking got him good. It was gushing blood. Says his hand's still torn up from Sunday.
That's like Rebecca. She doesn't like nets, man. She always loves reaching in the water, grabbing her fish a lot of times. And I've seen that girl's hands, man, just blood pouring down her hands. I'm like, God, you want a net yet, girl?
One's good. One good one's like that's good. But you're like, all right, I got my battle scar.
But you can't take with so much of that, so many fish doing that per day.
That first one, you're like, all right, now I got to grab this next one. And he looks equally as pissed off. Where's my gloves at? Those ones we caught this weekend were so damn mad. And I was just going to kind of hand it to Jackson. But the very first one, man, he was ready to rip your hand off. So I was like, oh, give me my gloves. Glad I did, because I looked over there at Tommy, and boy, he was gushing blood.
Yeah, it is crazy how they do the gator twist, man. It really is. It's like, really wish you were
for whatever reason, those 20s, 30, like fish that are anywhere from about 25 pounds up to about 40, they like to go ape shit when they're in the boat. And when you're trying to handle them, they don't like it. They want to bite you and flop around. And the bigger ones seem to be more docile. They'll allow you to put your hand in their mouth and do all that without going nuts, trying to take your fingers off. But
that's it.
Lee says, dang white bass, what cut him up. Gave up dealing with them. All right, Michael. Appreciate you coming in, bro. We'll see you next time.
Yes, sir. And Chris, I want to give a big
toe still hurts too. Yeah, they were pissed. They didn't want to be handled.
Man.
They were pissed. Slopping around. Tommy got out of Tommy's hands, one got out of Jackson's hands, one got out of my hands. They were hard to handle.
Chris, before everybody gets going tonight, man, I want to throw a big shout out to some of our sponsors, guys. Parks Planer Boards for everything they do for us here at the show. I want to thank Catfish Clothing for all their support and everything. SmackDown rod holders, man, we've given away.
Yeah, we need to do a SmackDown giveaway. Maybe we'll do that next week. Anybody likes SmackDowns? They're one of our sponsors, so we're going to be doing some SmackDown giveaways. We're due for one. Oh, Justin Cox says, as a painter, my job requires a ton of sanding. I learned real quick to avoid coming to work with skinned hands from fishing. Not fun. Reskinning skinned hands is not cool, man.
That's it.
Good night, Cody. Appreciate you coming in, bro.
And also, Mr. Jimmy, there, these beautiful bait knives, guys. And if y'all haven't checked them out, go check them out and get you one of these.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna fish with Jimmy Floyd's nephew this weekend. Maybe just a short. He's gonna come out for a little while on Texoma Saturday after I scout. So
good deal.
I don't know how the fishing's not gonna be too good, but you never know.
And also, before I forget, guys, for the ones that don't know, ourselves and Catfish Clothing, we were let a little bit of it out last week. You can now go over to Carolina Lake Weights to our main page. There's a link on there where you can go and design your own shirts, your tournament jerseys, your shorts, your hoodies. We've got some logos on there. You can bring your own logos. So go over to Carolina Lake Weights, check that out, go to that link, and design you some shirts, guys.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to be designing a bunch of crap, I guess, because I like that stuff, man.
I tell you, man, it's awesome. Them boys, they've been working on that for a while, Chris, and we're so glad to really kind of partner up with
Yeah,
them
I'll be
guys.
excited to see exactly because you can lay stuff over the top of like
I believe you can have.
down here on this half and put
Yep.
like the whole sleeve, certain design. I think that's cool.
I believe you can have up to 15 or 16 layers. So we've got where you can do as many, about 16 layers max.
That's
And
cool.
we're going to be adding more of the Carolina Lake Weights logos and stuff on there as we go. Rebecca is going to be designing more stuff. We're going to be adding it as she designs it. But we've got a lot of stuff on there already, guys. So if y'all want to check that out, you can go to Carolina Lake Weights, go to that link, and definitely start designing some shirts. There you go. There you go, Trent. So hope y'all enjoy it too,
I'll
guys.
take one, Trent. I'm gonna need one. I'm gonna need one of those for when I go fish Texoma. Lee says he's got 3 new sets of Parks boards on the way. There you go.
Heck
Reach
yeah.
out and hook one, buddy. Reach out and hook one. Well, Jamie Dunn, we had a good night. It was kind of slow with half our crowd got knocked out early, but
Yeah, I tell you, YouTube's, as a matter of fact, it happened not too long ago back over there again. I don't know what happened, but it went back on. So we apologize for all that, guys. I guess something's going on with all that over there. But
yeah,
like I
I
said,
don't know what happened. My intro didn't get played either. So knew
but like I
something.
said, guys, thank y'all so much, man. It has been a busy week for us here at Carolina Lake Weights. We just did a bunch of hats, decals, and shirts and koozies for a big college here, local college, for their saltwater anglers. So appreciate all them guys. But if y'all guys go over and check us out over at Carolina Lake Weights and get all the cool stuff you need, man. And definitely check out that link and get you some designs and shirts going.
Yeah, all right. Justin, I'll probably text you when I get close to Texoma, see if you had any luck locating big fish when you go scouting. I don't know where you're going to look. I'm going to start at the islands and work my way west. So, and then I'm going to probably do most of my fishing Sunday when that front's hitting. Oh, man. Well, boys, tight lines. God bless. Zool out.
Later, y'all.